natural visit.
So we're here today with Tony.
Hey.
And y'all saw the last video, and I had y'all at the end of the video comment below some questions for him. So we're going to do a little Q&A with him. So Tony, we're going to read off some questions to you. Question number one is,
when is Toy Tony going to have his own YouTube channel?
When is Toy Tony going to have his own YouTube channel? Well, probably when Toy Tony gets all of this. If you look, there's a large pile of everything. It's my fault. I put all this stuff out here to look through it with my friends and sort it, and it's not finished the way I want it to be finished. So I want to move all this out so I can make an awesome backdrop so that when we do the channel and we talk about things, that we have a place to sit down and look at things. So that's the main reason that we don't have a channel yet.
Question number two.
Is Toy Tony going to open a Blue Jay store on BlueJay.com?
I am not familiar with BlueJay.com or the Blue Jay store, but I'm definitely interested in looking at all different avenues to once we get going, so that we can get toys out there, because obviously I have more toys than I need to hang on to. So that'll be something that we look into in the near future. So. Right now, the good thing that the one thing that you might want to look for is I've already put a Toy Tony page up on Facebook, and you can go to Tony Yarbrough on Facebook and then go to my managed page, which is Toy Tony, and like that page on Facebook, and we want to see how many people we can get to like it so we can grow it. And I want to start putting toys up for sale. And videos, like when Damien does a video, I'll send links to different videos and different reviews that I watched and that I think you might like. So if you want to, go over to Toy Tony on Facebook for right now and like the page.
Question number three.
What's the rarest toy that Toy Tony has?
One of the rarest toys I have comes out of my Masters of the Universe collection. Back when I started buying my Masters of the Universe toys, I bought them, a lot of my collection, I bought it out of a magazine called Toy Shop before, eBay and the internet started moving pretty good. And I bought a lot of toys, Masters toys, because I really wanted to get into the He-Man stuff. And this guy had an ad, and he was talking about all the different Masters toys he had. And anyway, to make a long story short, because I know we're not going to just elaborate on things right now, but I bought a whole UPS truck full of Master of the Universe toys, and one of the toys that's in there is a Dead Mint Flying Fist versus Terraclaw Skeletor, Flying Fist He-Man versus Terraclaw Skeletor gift set, which I've had people offer me upward of $10,000 for it because it's Dead Mint. So I would think that's one of the rarest pieces. I also have a lot of toys from the 60s, and we can go into those once we get the channel going. So I would, for right now, I would think that would be a good answer.
Number four.
How long have you been collecting?
That's a good question. If you think about collecting in terms of just collecting anything, I started collecting comic books at an early age, and I used to go to the stores in the morning when I knew that the magazine guy was going to be there, and I started buying comic books. And in fact, that was an early way for my mom and my grandmother to get me out of the way at grocery stores. They would drop me off at the comic book rack. But as for toys, I probably got into toys in 1983, so that's what, 32 years. 32 years. I started buying some toys. I had some toys, but I really started buying toys when I first met my wife. That was one of the first things we did, is we bought a toy for each other, and she probably regrets it because now I have numerous rooms full of toys. And the first toy she bought me was a Sectar's General Spy Drax set with the flyer with the spider. So, and I opened it.
Question number five.
All right, this is a two-part question. Do you have any Zoids? And what is your most favorite item in your collection?
Yes, I have some Zoids. They're scattered all over the place. It's not, I like Zoids. I do not officially collect them, so I usually get rid of them. I keep them for a while and then I usually sell or trade them. So I do have Zoids. That's the first part of that question. The second part is, what is my favorite toy? You would think that that would be really hard to answer, and I have numerous toys that are my favorites. Probably my favorite toy is the Colorform Aliens Colossus Rex that's in my office. When I was a little kid, that was one of the first toys I bought to play with my Mego figures. And I mean, I know Major Matt, it was made to kind of play with Major Matt Mason, but I carried that figure around with me everywhere. And I lost that figure when we moved when I was like 11 years old, because we left a bunch of stuff in Florida and my grandfather gave it to the Goodwill. So anyway, I bought one about 5 or 6 years ago on eBay because it was one of my favorite toys growing up, and it always haunted me that I collected toys and didn't have the toy that I really loved. The only thing I don't have is the mace that goes with the Colorform Alien Colossus Rex. So one day I want to buy the actual weapon that goes with it, but that's probably one of my favorite toys in my collection.
Question number 6.
Such a cool collection. Does Tony have a display area for his personal collection, or are they kept in boxes and storage? How can he ever find certain items? His storage area reminds me of the warehouse in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, I do have some items on display, and I also have a lot of items in boxes, but I think we're going to save that part and that last question for everyone to find out once we get the channel going. I think that's going to be an ongoing thing. I think one of the ideas we talked about was, hey, we'll dig something out of my collection and talk about it. And there's plenty to dig out, trust me. I mean, I've got it in my office. I've got it in this warehouse that looks like it came out of Raiders from the Lost Ark. I've got it in my 50-foot toy room that started this whole thing when we bought the house that we live in now. I try to keep it out of the living areas and all that because my wife would probably strangle me and we wouldn't be able to do this show. So anyway, I think we're going to save that, and you'll find out little by little what's in my collection.
All right, people, so you got your answers to the following questions. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. And there was one, somebody requested to love to have a creature from the Black Lagoon.
I know what she's talking about. She's talking about that new reaction toy that I picked up in New York. Those reaction toys, they're made by Funko. It's an awesome toy. You can probably get the colored version of the creature at one of your collector shops right now, or you can go online and look for the New York Comic Con exclusive, which would be that black and white creature. Right now I do not have an extra one, but I think they're relatively inexpensive online. And also look in the near future for various creature toys, because I love the creature. It's one of my favorite toys, one of my favorite monsters of all time, and I'll probably have creature toys from time to time for sale.
So if you like the video, hey, comment below.
That's right, and if you have any other questions, from time to time we'll do a question and answer video. And so if you've got more questions, go ahead and post them and we'll keep track of them and we'll get back to them.